Imagine our business if there were no controls over maintenance activities in our operations. You get the picture. We'd be constantly endangering people if we didn't have regulations about who works on what equipment and when it's safe to do so. The issues we face currently are that people with good intentions have made the system for getting people onto the job safely overly complex. The Safe System of Work procedure is the fundamental safeguard that protects people working on our plant and equipment. The protocols and procedures of this system, which continue to underpin the safe management of access to work on plant and equipment, have been recently overhauled. This DVD provides an overview of this streamlined safe system of work for the approval and access to work. Please pay close attention. The training you'll receive today could save your life and that of your workmates. The basis of our new system involves a choice of 3 pathways through which approval for work can flow. The pathway for each task is determined by the risks associated with the work, the exposure to the process hazards, and the competency and familiarity of the people involved in doing and supervising the task. Taking these factors into account, this new system involves categorising all tasks into 3 colour-coded pathways: the green pathway, yellow pathway and red pathway. Green pathway is appropriate if the risk is low and the person doing the task has experience in the particular workplace, and for most standard repairs. Yellow pathway is used when the task and its related hazards are covered by a standard operating procedure and the personnel doing the work has significant plant knowledge and experience. It's appropriate for a situation involving a tradesperson called to attend a breakdown, and after he or she carries out a job safety and environmental assessment known as a JSEA. Yellow pathway is used when carrying out a task such as an engineer doing a standard test or for a routine test and inspect. A contractor who's embedded in the area conducting a routine task would also use the pathway yellow. Red pathway is more complex. It only allows work to start after a work permit is authorised and the appropriate controls identified in the job pack. This ensures the safety of those working on or near plant and equipment that's being cleaned, serviced or repaired. It's used when a work permit is authorised by the work owner with consent for access being given in writing, face-to-face or verbally by the plant owner. This authorisation can be given prior to the day of work. Red pathway is also used when a work group has reviewed the risks to ensure they're appropriate for doing the job safely and then accepted the task. An example would be a typical planned maintenance activity involving internal or external resources and supervision, or a shutdown situation where there's a high use of external labour not familiar with the plant. Verbal access, on the other hand, can be granted by exception when the work owner and the person in charge know the plant and work interactions, and the work group is core to the department. Here's an example of using verbal access under red pathway. Core maintenance personnel that require the work permit signed for access and cannot find the plant owner can ring the plant owner to discuss the job and request access. Verbal access is given over the phone after the plant owner is satisfied that the work permit has been authorised, the person in charge and the work group are core to the department, that plant conditions are stable and that there are no interaction issues with plant and equipment. So let's recap these 3 pathways. Green pathway. This path allows work to start when the risk is low and the worker doing the job has significant plant knowledge and experience. Yellow pathway. This path allows work to start after standard operating procedures covering the process and work-related hazards have been carried out and the people doing the work have significant plant knowledge. And red pathway. Face-to-face permission is needed when the work is complex, the interactions need to be controlled by the plant owner, or when contractors are not familiar with the department access. With Red Pathway, verbal approval can be given by exception after a job pack and JSEA have been prepared. The work is not overly complex. The work owner and person in charge are core to the department and know the interactions and process hazards of the department. This new safe system of work separates authorisation and access, reduces the number of work permits required, and allows the person requesting the work to manage the contractor on site. It engages and empowers the work group to manage their own safety. But what if something goes wrong? Investigate the incident based on the controls that were to be in place using this safe system of work. If the controls were not in place, find out why and focus on corrective actions on the real root causes. The safe system of work is about making sure you go home in the same condition you came to work.